Come to Helmuth Ford, home of the lifetime powertrain warranty.
Hi, this is Stacy from Shuttler Insurance Services. Come see me on the east side of the square in Sigourney for all your insurance needs.
Skunk River Radio is online radio for Southeast Iowa, playing country music from 1990 through 2010, along with Iowa country music. Listen to Steve Shetler weekdays from 6 a.m. to noon and The Haze from noon to 6 p.m. Skunk River Radio also has Southeast Iowa weather, community calendar, and we play all your country music favorites like Garth, Reba, Shania, Brooks and Dunn, and many, many more. Listen to Skunk River Radio at skunkriverradio.com. Download the app with Apple and Android devices or listen on Alexa and Google Assistant. Skunk River Radio. Online radio for Southeast Iowa.
Mueller?
Here.
Goldman?
Yep.
Conrad?
Present.
Next, can I have a motion to approve or amend the tentative agenda?
Question about claims. What's the Ben Miller logging?
That's the mulch out at Legion Park for the playground.
Okay. Motion approved, consent agenda.
Second.
The tentative agenda or on the tentative agenda? The second
Tentative
one.
agenda. I thought it was a consent,
No,
sorry.
that's okay.
Schultz?
Yes.
McLaughlin?
Yes.
Adam?
Yes.
Schmueller?
Yes.
Goldman?
Yes.
Conrad?
Yes.
Okay. Number 2, the consent agenda. All items under the consent agenda will be enacted by one motion. There will be no separate discussion of these items unless a request is made prior to voting. Any requests? Are you okay?
Hurry, Ed.
Move to approve. Second.
Schultz,
Yes.
McLaughlin,
Yes.
Hannah,
Yes.
Schmailer,
Yes.
Goldman,
Yes.
Conrad.
Yes.
Okay, there's nothing under public hearing. The next is additional city business discussion and possible approval of contract with Centus for 2 Zoll AED Plus. And so Ashley and I met with Brendan from Centus. So currently the city has an AED and the pool has an AED, and they're both outdated. One is 2008 and I think the other was 2012.
I think so.
And so we need to look at updating them. I did apply for a grant, but I hadn't heard anything back. And so Brendan did propose a contract, and because we're in a county like group, I forget what it's called, ominous or something like that. Do you remember, Ashley, what it was? We got a special discount anyway because we're with the county. And
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Can't see it very well.
okay. Yeah. And so we got a special pricing. And so what it amounted to was $118 a month if we were to get 2 of them. They would come monthly, check the pads, do any maintenance that was needed on them. They also provided a container for the AEDs.
An alarmed container, so if it gets opened, then somebody, it pings it, like it tells somebody that it was opened.
And when the AED is out on the pool, they would go out to the pool and check the AED that's out there as well. But they would do all the monitoring for that. And then as far as training, I did speak with Chief Bill Howren, and he would provide training to the city employees and the pool staff as well. So there would be no extra charge with Centus for that. So, questions? Did I cover?
So you're replacing 2 for 2, right?
Yes, yes.
And what happens to the old ones? Can they be refurbished or anything, or?
They will go back to Centus, to the.
Oh, okay, they're in the
organization.
rental now.
Well,
No, they just take them.
yeah, we have no
Oh.
need for them. They'll refurbish them and do whatever. Hopefully we get a credit for that, but he couldn't guarantee that there would be a credit, so we're not even gonna mention that, so.
Okay, gotcha, okay.
Any
Have we
other-
been paying a monthly fee now?
No,
No.
they're ours. They're old enough that it had expired, so. And there's no maintenance. I mean, we don't know if the pads are good or. We just don't.
So we will just lease these.
Yes, it's a 3-year contract.
I make a motion that we approve the contract with Centus for 2 Zoll AED Plus.
Second.
Schultz,
Yes.
McLaughlin,
Yes.
Hannah,
Yes.
Schmailer,
Yes.
Goldman,
Yes.
Conrad.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Nothing under Park and Rec. Number 6, street and sanitation report. Randy, do you want to?
Sure. Okay. We met last evening, and we talked about a couple items. So the first thing we talked about was we were reviewing options that would allow Helmuth Ford to expand its dealership's footprint up here. So here's the situation. It sounds like Ford is requiring Helmuth to modify its building and its property, basically enlarging it. We've seen the plan. And it's either do that, but basically they need to do that to keep the dealership. You know, it is in small towns. So, overall the development would be good for Sigourney, but even though along with that, as far as the layout goes, it would restrict access to an area that's now public access. That's currently the through street up there north. It's East North Street. So, you know, it's like between parking lot, their parking lot and the dealership building. We talked about various ways that might be accomplished, but one of the problems is the elevation of the alley is just too low to accommodate what needs to happen there as far as the improvement. And we talked about maybe a TIF, but that doesn't really seem like that fits that location because of you know, a previous district in place. So that led to a discussion about potentially vacating that portion of Northeast Street, or East North Street. So I mean, we think of that kind of as an alley, but it's a street. It'd be possible if we do it, don't incur any of the costs associated with and making that happen. The only city utility running through there is sewer line. I say city utility, and in order to make something like that work out, it'd be the responsibility of the sewer and other easements would have to be agreed upon. You know, legal fees to vacate the street would be Helmut's expenses. And in order to even facilitate something like that, it's a matter of having a public hearing. And that's the action that's required to, you know, take any action on the matter. So, you know, there's a lot of detail that could be discussed in regards to, you know, well, gee, what are they doing? But for the purposes of all that, we're looking at having a public hearing. And probably scheduled in April, and I don't know at what point in time we'll pick that date. We kind of talked about the second meeting perhaps in April, but there's things that have to be, the second council meeting in April, there's things that have to be worked out to make, you know, make everything happen with that. So that was item number one. The second one that we discussed has to do with the recycling center. I know it sounds like round two. Discussions whether to continue to the current recycling agreement with the county. So the way that's set up, in case you don't know, is that a 30-day notice must be given if we're going to continue that into the next fiscal year. The notice has to be given only if we're going to terminate it. So a notice would have to be given to the county by May 30th if we was going to not continue with the recycling center. Currently, the cost is $1,900 a month for city participation in that matter, which is just shy of $23,000 a year. It was also mentioned at the meeting that there's a private recycling service that now exists, that has curbside pickup. And when we last checked, participation in the recycling wasn't very high. So, as part of the discussion we had about this last year, and which we would want to be a part of the discussion this year, is that there is a possibility that we could move toward waiving the scheduled sanitation rate increase that's already, I mean, it's been predetermined. If we was able to discontinue the program, that would better put us in a position for overall sanitation costs to not proceed with that increase in schedule. However, waiving that is a separate vote. So, you know, there's the thing that has to be timed accordingly. The council has to vote on that because that's part of ordinance that's already set for the increase. So in regards to that matter as well, we talked about scheduling a public hearing for the purposes of discussing this matter, because there's several pieces to it. There's a lot of things that a lot of folks don't understand about our sanitation program. And so it was suggested that, you know, perhaps the best thing to do would be to make the time available for the public hearing before we took any action. So, questions?
So what are you gonna do if you pull out of there? Down south of town there, if you're gonna pull out of there, what are you gonna do? But you gonna think about going with this other outfit then?
It's private, they're operating on their own.
So why don't we just, instead of having a whole sanitation and everything, why don't we just have them pick up the garbage and everything?
Well,
What's the cost of doing something like that? Is that gonna be cheaper for people who live in town? Would that be cheaper having them pick it up instead of us doing it?
I have no idea about private costs, but, you know, in the discussions we've had in that matter, we also have to be able to maintain staff levels for being able to plow snow and that in the wintertime, and all the other maintenance that we do in the city, so. I don't know if a person wants to, you know, participate in some other garbage program, you know, they can, but it doesn't relieve their obligation to pay the sanitation rate.
Well, I'm just thinking you got all these towns around us that's got private garbage pickup and private stuff, and they seem to get along quite well with them. Maybe we ought to explore that a little bit and see what's that gonna cost.
We have several times.
Yeah, well, see, I'm kind of a newcomer to this deal.
We lose control if they jack the rates up, so.
Yeah, I mean, this is one of the areas where, you know, we're not operating with a big profit margin, that's for sure. You know, it doesn't work that way. So it's proprietary fund. And, you know, there's been discussion in the past, of course, about, well, could we do this, could we do that, but nothing ever seemed to, the numbers never seemed to work well for it, so.
Okay.
So right now, the public hearing would be just to discuss the continuation of the recycling program.
Yeah, but as mentioned, we thought, in all fairness, that, you know, I'm sure there's people who have questions about it, and, you know, the costs related to that for a public hearing, we'd have some more information that we could share in regards to that, but I'm not gonna go into any more detail than that this evening, just to let, you know, folks know that that is coming, so. Well, I guess I will mention that we talked about the timing for that. We'd have to give it by, it was not gonna continue, we would have to give notification by May 30th. And I don't know if we're talking about a public hearing on the second, for this Helmut Ford business, on the second meeting in April, it would still be too late to have a meeting, an open meeting, the first meeting in May for this matter.
I don't see a problem with that.
Well, that would be the date I would suggest for other reasons.
The first meeting, that would not give you enough days, right? Don't you need 30 days?
Well, we don't have to give them notice until May 30th. If we was going to do something
But you
different.
said the first meeting in May.
Yeah. To have the open meeting.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
I mean, whether we would vote on it at that meeting or not, I mean,
Anything else under street and sanitation?
no.
Moving on to water and wastewater. Discussion and possible approval for Don Northup and Brent Gilliland to attend Iowa AWWA training on March 26, 2026 in Washington at a cost of $55 per attendee.
Does that count toward your continuing education? And you have to have so many hours, every year or every other year?
It's every 2 years, but we try to get them so many this year, so many next year.
Let's keep your license up, right? I see no reason why you shouldn't be able to do that.
Make a motion to approve Donnie Northup and Brent Gilliland to attend the AWWA training on March 26th in Washington at a cost of $55 per attendee.
Second?
Schultz,
Yes.
McLaughlin,
Yes.
Hannah,
Yes.
Schmueller,
Yes.
Goldman,
Yes.
Conrad.
Yes.
Okay, I don't see anything under public safety or finance or human resource. Number 11 is city clerk. Discussion and possible approval of proposed tax notice and set the date and time of a proposed tax notice public hearing. So I have a note here, we'd like to set the public hearing on April 1st, 2026 at 6 p.m. at City Hall.
So this is what I'm gonna take over to Christy tomorrow. That has to be submitted in by tomorrow. The paper that I laid on your guys' desk is what will be published in the newspaper for the public to see in regards to the public hearing. And our rate is at the $15.20 per thousand tax rate that you can see at the bottom of this paper, and it's on the other paper as well. So if you guys don't have any questions, I just need the motion for to set the public hearing date.
Make a motion for the public hearing.
Can you say all of it?
Oh my gosh. For proposed tax notice, public hearing, is that what you want?
On April 1st
On April 1st at 6 o'clock
at City Hall.
at City Hall.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh.
Second.
Schultz,
Yes.
McLaughlin,
Yes.
Hannah,
Yes.
Schmueller,
Yes.
Goldman,
Yes.
Conrad.
Yes.
Thank you. Next is discussion and possible approval to close City Hall Thursday, April 16th, 2026 for Ashley Fry and Katie Conrad to attend IMFOA Spring Conference in Des Moines at a cost of $150 per attendee.
So moved.
Second.
You didn't have to say it all out.
Schultz. I'm not gonna, the
Yes.
public hearing is way more important to have it all listed out.
He gonna say it all out. It'll be something that happens.
I thought you'd like that. I said yes
Oh,
already.
you did?
Yeah.
Okay. McLaughlin,
Yes.
Hannah,
Yes.
Schmueller,
Yes.
Goldman,
Yes.
Conrad.
Yes.
Okay, and public input? Derek, do you have something?
I think Ashley brought it up the last meeting that Kiwanis wanted to put a picnic table in the pavilion, and I just wanted to see if that was gonna be okay for us to do that. It'll be a metal picnic table with the wire mesh, and then it'll be covered with the plastic, or the rubberized top to it.
And make sure color coordinates with everything.
What color is that? I thought, put a nice red one up there so that it kind of sets it off.
Is it gonna be tied down in any way? Okay.
It's about 120 pounds. You have to tip it on its side to get it out. And
What happens if it gets stolen? Is it our problem? Is it the city's problem?
no, you don't have anything invested in it, so.
No, but, you know, it don't always work that way.
Well, you know, I don't know who's gonna, you know, hold you to the fire on it. Hopefully there's gonna be, you know, some cameras that are gonna catch you going out of there. We had talked with Matt Welter at one time about if there's something that he could put on the pavilion to make so you can secure something like that, and he hasn't gotten back to us on that yet.
Not unless you're gonna put, if you're that worried, if somebody wants to get it out of there, I mean, you'd have to cage the whole thing to do it.
But we think it's worth the risk to put it up there, because I think people would use the pavilion more, you know, to grab a bite to eat, to-go boxes from some of the restaurants around and go up there and eat, or, you know, if Ashley has 5 minutes to eat her lunch, sometimes she might want to run over there and get out of the office for a second. But, you know, we just thought it would enhance the use of the pavilion.
I'm not gonna stand in the way of it. I just wish you luck with it. I mean, it's-
Does it need to have a item on the next agenda? I'm just following, or because they're buying it, that they,
I mean, you could put it on there to accept it. Seems like everybody's going to say yes.
Okay.
That would just be a nice
so I'll put it on the next meeting,
recognition
and then you
of
can
the
order it after that. Is that okay?
donation.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you.
It's nice you came to visit.
Is there any other public input? Council?
Now the real reason I was here.
Employees, friends, council, anything? Okay, can I have a motion to adjourn the meeting?
I make a motion to adjourn tonight's meeting.
What's the date?
Schultz,
March
Yes.
4th.
McLaughlin,
Yes.
Hannah,
Yes.
Schmueller, Goldman,
Yep.
Connor.